Hey everyone, welcome to Investing Gurukul. Today we are going to talk about the Q4 results of companies released today. Hindalco, Zydus, and Solar Industry. We look at it in this particular video. So let's look at the estimates and the actual numbers. So Zydus Lifesciences, the expectation was 17% sales growth and 16.7% profit growth, but the company did not deliver as per expectations. So sales growth was on par with estimates, 18%, whereas the profit growth was -1%. So the company reported exceptional items of 219 crores in this quarter. So if we remove that, the profit growth is negative. So this is a bad result. The company is already bearish. If you look at this company, it already looks bearish on charts. So let's look at it on daily charts. So on daily charts, it turned bearish on 14 February. And from a fundamental point of view, it is relatively cheap. But from a technical point of view, it continues to remain bearish. A poor result may continue the downslide for the stock. So let's look at the next company, Solar Industries. So Solar Industries was expected to show 28% sales growth and 46% profit growth. So they have delivered above expectations, 35% sales growth, but profit growth is 37%, which is still very good. So they have got a lot of defense orders as well, which is going to help them to show 35% growth in the next financial year as well. So let's look at Hindalco. Hindalco is expected to show 12% sales growth and 29% profit growth. What happened to the results? So 16% sales growth and whooping 66% profit growth. So let's look at Hindalco in detail. So if you look at all these metal companies, they tend to have this property. So whenever the commodity cycle peaks, they also continue to peak and show extraordinary returns. So this is the copper price. This is the share price of Hindalco. If you look at it, so in 2018, between January to March, copper prices went up. So similarly, you can see here from January to March, the prices went up. Similarly, in 2022, again, from 2020 to 2022, you can see that the copper prices went up and hit a very high price point. Similarly, here you can see 2020 to 2022, it went up. So even now you can see that at 2025 it has gone up. So basically, Hindalco is a stock that strictly follows the price of commodities like copper and aluminum. Whenever these commodities spike and continue to do well, Hindalco will also do well. Recently, JP Morgan has come up with a report saying that it is expecting a rise in copper and aluminum prices in the second half of the year as well. So it says that copper prices will average $9 to $25 a metric ton in the second half of this year, and aluminum will average 2325. So the better than expected US-China trade reprieve as a key factor in reducing recession probabilities. The US and China agreed to a 90-day suspension. So overall, it expects the price to continue to go up, whereas the price has already peaked, and if it continues to go up, Hindalco can continue to be a good stock to invest. So let's look at its numbers. So here they are talking a lot of good things about their CSR activities, and then their financials. So consolidated 16 and 66%, whereas India business standalone is 14 and 63%. You can see Novelis is an acquisition which is doing quite well. Aluminium and copper are the primary products of them. So in FY25, they have grown 10% in revenues, 26% EBITDA growth, 58% profit growth. So in India business, 14% and 103% profit growth. So here they are talking about the global GDP to moderate to 2.8%, whereas the Indian economy is expected to continue to show 6.5%. So global aluminum demand and supply. So if you look at this chart here, China accounts for close to 60% of the production, 41.6 million tons from China, 29.1 million tons from China. So there is a 3% increase in production in the last year, 0.3% increase in production in this quarter, YoY. So they use a Q1 cyclical year 2025. So in terms of consumption, there is a 4% growth and a 3% growth on a quarterly basis. Uh, So in Q4, the domestic demand is likely to reach 18% growth YoY, primarily led by strong demand in cables and conductors, is what they are saying. So aluminum demand, global FRP demand is expected to grow 5%, is what they have been mentioning. So copper, same thing, 4% growth, 4%. So standard growth is seen in terms of production and consumption. So the share of domestic suppliers has increased to 50% from 42%. So then that from a leverage point of view, they are in a comfortable position. So they have a debt to EBITDA of 2.87 along with the Novelis acquisition. So they have expansion projects on track, which is very good all over the world. They have quite a few expansion projects which can continue to generate a lot of revenues as long as the cycle. So basically, in cyclicals, you can make you have to enter at the right time and then exit at the right time. So in terms of cyclicals, so we seem to be in the later stages of an upcycle in copper and aluminum. So as long as the cycle continues, as long as copper and aluminum prices remain high, the price can probably go up. So this is a good opportunity for. This is not a trading opportunity. This is a good short-term investment opportunity over the next few quarters, as long as the commodity prices continue to remain. So now let's look at solar industries. Solar industries, you can see the quantity growth is 6%. So let's look at the revenues first. So 35% increase. So there is a problem in this presentation. So there is a 35% increase in sales, 47% increase in EBITDA, 52% increase in price before profit before tax, and PAT is 42%. So for the whole financial year, 24% sales growth, 47% profit growth. Again, this is phenomenal. Let's look at the numbers. So 7% growth in quantity, rate 1% increase. So value has gone up by 8%. So let's look at some of the interesting things from an order book point of view. So what is interesting here is the percentage of sales to defense. So in FY24, it was 9% of sales. Now you can see that it is 18% of sales. So the defense deals are continuously coming in, and they also have a lot of expansion plans. So from 668 crore, the capex is 1182 crore, which is basically doubling. In terms of order book, they have a 17,000 plus crore order book, which is phenomenal. So industrial is just 1,800 crore, whereas defense they have 15,200 crore plus orders. Now let's look at the outlook. So they themselves are projecting a revenue of 10,000 crore in FY26 from current level of 7540, which is around 35%, 35% to 40% growth. And they are also planning to more than double their capex. So the company is continuously expanding. The revenue is expected to grow Uh, yeah, that's it in terms of solar industries presentation. If we look at the charts, let's see what the charts are saying. So the company remains bullish on a daily chart. So the result was expected to be weak, but it has come with very good results. So it may continue its rally, though it looks far stretched right now. So let's look at Bollinger Bands. Yeah, it looks far stretched right now. It may cool off after some time, but this looks to be a good bet for 1 to 2 years. Yeah, I'll meet you in another video with other results. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, post it as a comment. If you have any specific thing to be covered in a video, again, post it as a comment. We'll talk about it. Thanks everyone. Happy investing.